Hello everyone, welcome back to Glossop Wild Camping. Today is a very special camp because I'm going with a newfound friend, and that's Steve, and he's got his own YouTube channel called Hengist's Wild Camps. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. He's done many videos, obviously quite experienced walker and wild camper, so I'm looking forward to meeting Steve. What we're going to do is treat this as a bit of a collaboration, so I'll certainly be wanting to speak to Steve on the video and find out a little bit more about him and the kind of experiences he's had. And I've got my drone with me. The weather's looking good. It's looking dry anyway. It's probably going to be sunny spells, but then there's going to be a fair bit of clouds, certainly tomorrow. So it may well be that I'll get some decent drone footage today, which is the aim. And what we're doing is we're driving up to the A57 Snake Pass. I think it's going to be like a lay-by, and we're going to walk over or around Featherbed Moss via Mill Hill, and we're going to end up on the northern edge of the Kinder Plateau, I believe. So I'll post the route on the video. Steve very kindly sent me a JPEG basically with an Ordnance Survey map snapshot on it, so that's really helpful. And yeah, so can't wait for this. I'm going to be leaving probably in about half an hour, and as soon as I'm settled in with Steve, we will come back to you and hopefully show you some lovely scenery of the Derbyshire countryside. What a place it is. So much to see. I've only seen a very, very small part of it, so it's fantastic to be shown an area and a route that I've never been on before. I really am still quite a newbie, even though I know the Derbyshire area fairly well. But I've not sort of walked it to the degree that I have been doing over the last few months. So this is a really exciting time to be alive, when I've got all the kit and I've got people like Steve and other people like Tim as well that are into the same hobby, and they've got their experience, a wealth of experience to share with someone like me. So stay tuned and enjoy the ride.
Already feeling it.
We've not even started to climb yet, mate.
Well, this is a good little route then, because there isn't really much climbing involved.
Oh, excellent.
Really.
I'm actually glad you said that, because although I'm not afraid of climbing and I quite like the challenge of it, when you've done it already, like literally a day ago,
Yeah.
it's still kind of aching. Yeah, yeah, and slightly sore feet. So that's where we've just come from, Featherbed Moss, parked on the A57 in the lay-by there, and we've already, with I think about half an hour's walking, we've reached the summit of Mill Hill. Steve's setting up his equipment. You alright there, Steve?
Oh, not too bad, mate.
That was quite easy going, really, that, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
nice little gentle slope to walk up.
Yeah,
That's one of the easiest ways to get up onto Kinder, this.
it is, yeah. But what's wonderful is how quickly you're rewarded with views like this. It's a little bit hazy over there. You can't see Manchester so well. You just about see a few silhouettes of the buildings there. But looking over this direction, I'll show you that's the Kinder Plateau over there, and we're pretty much heading straight on there. You can see the path snaking up the hill there. And it's Sealstones, isn't it, where we're heading?
Sealstones, yeah.
Yeah.
Naze and then Sealstones.
Fairbrook Naze and Sealstones. I mean, good capable hands today. Steve knows this, he's done this before, so this is fantastic. Should do an Andy Beavers really and touch the cairn. tell it's getting serious now because Steve has got his poles out. Right, let's do this, Steve.
Yeah, it's not going to climb itself.
No, what else? Time for some serious sweat. Very kind of them to put steps on this hill. One of those chair lifts would probably be better. See the Kinder Reservoir down there. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. How you doing, Steve?
Oh, in need of oxygen.
In need of oxygen. That wind is lovely though, isn't it? Eh?
Refreshing.
Yeah. I think it's time for a drone flight. I mean, look at this. I never know whether it comes out on camera as epic as it actually looks, but boy, it just feels absolutely vast. Walking along a ridge like this is absolutely amazing because you've got these sustained amazing views all the way along it rather than just glimpses. It accompanies you all the way along. This is a very, very picturesque walk. Very pleased to be doing it, and on a day like this as well. I mean, really, it doesn't get much better than this, does it, guys? Amazing. So this is Fairbrook Naze then?
Yep. somewhere.
Right. So when we get to this sort of drop down here, can we actually see our destination from here?
Well, that's our destination, that next headland.
Ah, okay, alright. So that's seal stones over there.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything direct.
Let's just zoom in. Hopefully you can see over there a little bit.
Yeah, if you look.
Yes. There. Okay, so we've been set up for a few hours now. Had a couple of good chats with Steve. and I'm just about to make my tea, so I'll show you what I've got. And yeah, this is a nice spot. There's a little bit of wind tonight, but it's quite gentle really. Just outside the porch here, which I'll probably show you in the morning now because it's gone. The sun's gone down. We've got some rock formations out here, so you can have a nice little bit of a play around. I enjoy jumping around on the rocks. I just think that I don't ever get bored of it, especially when you go to like a place where there's so many rocks around that you've got like passages and things like that in them. I just love the whole thing. And we're here, you know, on a part of Kinder Plateau that I've never seen before, so I'm really chuffed that we've come this route. I think Steve said it was about an 8-mile walk to where we are tonight at Seal Stones. It seemed to be longer than what I've walked so far with the wild camps, and we've got to walk back the same way tomorrow, but the views have been amazing all the way along. Once we'd got past Featherbed Moss and got onto the top of Kinder, it's just been absolutely glorious views all the way along, so I'm well chuffed. Anyway, let's have a look at the food. So, starting off, once again, I'm sorry to be so boring, but I never get bored of chili con carne. Can't go wrong with this stuff as well, because this rice has got a bit of vegetables in it and a bit of spice, so it just makes the chili even more flavoursome. Highly recommended. For snacks, I've got this tremendous Heinz tomato soup, which when you make it, it tastes pretty much like the stuff in the tin, so again, highly recommended. And I've got to thank Steve for this recommendation, because I saw him make these on his videos and I thought, oh, I'll give them a try. I'm very pleased I did. Nice packet of my favourite crisps, baked, Walker's baked. My favourite is actually salt and vinegar, but for some reason you can't buy packs of just salt and vinegar. You can buy cheese and onion and you can buy plain, but no, salt and vinegar. That's just a fail in my view. Salt and vinegar is by far the best flavour and everybody knows it. Still got some more of this lovely orange and almond dark chocolate left as well, so that's superb. What else have we got? For drinks, again, very happy with these. This is Costa Coffee salted caramel latte sachets. Very, very nice indeed. And then last of all, to clean the teeth, I want to recommend this stuff to you as well. Peppersmith peppermint gum, and it's sugar free, but it's not got the usual crap in it. It's got xylitol. It's made of xylitol, which I believe xylitol is basically, I think it's a sap from a tree. So yeah, perfectly natural, healthy, no chemicals, very nice, cleans your teeth, tastes great too. And last but not least, roast chicken breast, 6 slices, made with prime cuts of chicken, no added water. That's right. I like my protein, so yeah, meat, give me more meat. I want more meat! Right, okay, you've caught us in the middle of a joke here. Anyway, this is Steve. You probably will recognise him from Hengist Wild Camps.
Good evening all.
Indeed. We'll put your link obviously in the bottom of the description. So I wanted just to talk to you. I mean, I've already asked you this on the way anyway, but just for the sake of the viewers.
I know, why are you so handsome and built like a god?
Tell me, yeah, how did all that happen?
I don't know. So yeah. I mean, some people are envious, but I view it as a curse. The amount of fan mail I get.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. And women throwing the knickers at you as you walk down the street. Anyway,
how dare you say things like that? The place I live, they can't afford to do that.
Oh, I see, really?
Yeah. Anyway, go on, mate.
Anyway, why were we here? So I wanted to just ask you, just tell me a little bit about when did you first start wild camping, and then why did you start wild camping, and then number 3, if you can remember all these, what is it that you get from doing it?
What was the first one? Why?
When did you start?
When did I first start wild camping? The very first time was with my dad. I must have been under the age of 10, and all the other times I went camping with my dad, we went to campsites, but it just stuck in my head because we went to a place where we just stuck our tent up, and there was no one else around, and it was great. Just how unusual it was, because I said prior to that we'd been on campsites, and you have to pay, and there's people who can be noisy, and you've got to keep the noise down yourselves in swings and roundabouts. Show respect for them, and it was just nice to have that freedom, I suppose, and liberty. And I think there was a little stream, if I can remember, and that's where we got our water from, and we did our, and it was just magical. And later on, that early experience planted the seeds for getting outdoors. And then later on, in my late teens, I spent a bit of time playing around as a soldier, and again spending time outdoors doing that, I really enjoyed. And about 15 years ago is when I started wild camping, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money on kit, so I had a United States Marine Corps Gore-Tex bivvy bag and a camo tarp, which I used to peg out using my walking poles, and I did that for about 5 years, and then I think mainly just because I wanted a bit more protection in winter, and also for summer, because when you're in a bivvy, and it wasn't a hoop bivvy that I had, so you're sleeping with a net bag over your head for the midges, and it was so nice to have somewhere that you could duck in and zip up and get away from the midges and take the bag off your head. So that was about 10 years ago I bought my first tent. It might have been 13 years ago. I can't remember when I bought it. And I've just been wild camping ever since then. I retired from my job about 10 years ago as well. I took early retirement, and it's just been full on. I say full on. I go every 2 weeks.
Is that all year round?
Yeah, I view it as my holiday. I don't go abroad or anything. This is
you don't need it, do you?
Well, that's getting on to one of your questions, I think, was why do I do it?
Yeah. What do you get out of it,
to give a Spartan reply, because I've got nothing better else to do, which could be interpreted as negative, or what else better is there to do? I think it's the latter.
Yeah.
I love the Peak District. It's so wild and untamed, and I think I was saying to you earlier that it's magnificent this tonight, and apart from me and thee, there is nobody else around here.
Yeah.
And I just love the tranquility of it. I mean, it's quite a noisy place where I live. I mean, I get up here and it's a different world. The air, it's the air. That's the first thing I always notice.
Yeah.
It's just on a different level.
Yeah, it is.
And then you've got these wide open spaces, beautiful views, and just the wildlife that you hear. It's just a magical experience.
It is. I think the exercise as well, I find I get a lot from that, because I come back sort of slightly achy but refreshed. You feel like you've done something, and your body's had a bit of a workout. And
well, I take my hat off to you, mate, because you was out the other night, weren't you? You
I was.
Up on the other side of the valley.
Yeah, I hadn't even recovered from my aching from that.
Up on Shelfstones, weren't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but tell you what, doing 2 in a week is an absolute treat. I've got to say, God bless my wife for being so tolerant and letting me do this. But it is half term, you see, so I can do it. Okay, right. I'm just going to have a look at your kit review then. That's the next thing I'll do.
Yeah, by all means.
So do you want to just start with your tent and we'll work our way in from there?
Yeah, I'm in my Altkit Polestar, and I've got the extra ground sheet that comes with it. I think the tent on its own The big ground sheet.
Yeah.
Footprint, whatever it's called. I think the tent on its own is 980 grams, but with the footprint it's anything over 1 kilogram something. I think it's under 1.1, but it's a very small pack size, which is a good thing about it.
Yeah.
And as you can see, thank you to my lovely sister who donated these pegs.
Yeah. They work well.
Well, on tents I find they never put enough of these bloody ties on.
Yeah.
And a nice selection of pegs donated by your sister.
How much was this tent
Do
then?
wonders. It was. Excuse me, I'm just going to re-peg.
Mm.
It was, I think at the time, about 115 quid.
Right.
But they had a sale on, and I also had some Outkit Reward members credits. I think I have about like 25 quid's worth.
Yeah.
So that's why I got the footprint as well, and I got a bit of a percentage off that as well. I think I paid about 110 quid in the end for everything.
Right, okay.
And as you can see, it's not huge, but there is more headroom than, say, something like an OEX Fox 1. I mean, if you're hunched over and you're right at the back of this, you can sit up to like change a shirt.
Yeah, right.
Whereas in the OX Fox 1, nah, you couldn't do that.
Okay.
So, and I do like the colour of it as well. At a distance, it's hard to spot.
Do you know what? That was one of the things I went for mine. Was I thought I can't have a bright yellow or bright orange one. You know, it's got to be green. And yours is a darker green than mine, so it's even more stealthy, really, isn't it?
Yeah. That has been a deciding factor when I've been buying tents recently.
Yeah.
Well, the last few recently, I don't buy a lot of tents, but the last few tents I've bought, I've looked at them and thought, I really like that tent, but they don't do it in a dark green. It's like these Decathlon ones. Their tents are bright white, and that's because they're being ecological and they don't want to use dyes.
Oh.
But yeah, it looks good for winter, but they're not rated for winter use. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling on. Yeah, rest of my kit.
Yeah. What's next?
The sleeping pad.
Yep.
I'm on the Climate Static Insulated Light. Now, there is a funny tale attached to this pad. On the bag that it comes with, which is in my rucksack, it says that they rate the R value at 4.4. Now, is it the ASTM or is it ATSM? The official rating for sleeping pads and such, they rate it at 1.9, but Climate say no, it's 4.4. Now, if you can see the design, can you see how it's got these peaks and troughs?
Yep.
Well, only the peaks are insulated.
Right.
The troughs, it's just welded flat like it is there.
Yeah, I see.
No insulation whatsoever. However, Climate say if you've got a down bag, and it has to be a down bag.
Yeah.
And I think they even specify it has to be a certain thickness, so I don't know if this would even work with it. But when you're lying flat on it, the down in your bag is supposed to loft up in these little gaps.
Oh, I get you. Yeah.
So they say that factors into their warmth testing.
Right,
It should be 4.4, but I've used this in -2 conditions, and I was cold. I was shivering.
Yeah.
That's why I ended up getting the Xped winter mat, which has got an R value of 5.2.
Do you have a foil mat under there at all?
No, I haven't, but because I use a ground footprint, ground sheet, and then I've got the bathtub of the tent itself. I think that's enough protection to stop any punctures. And one of the reasons as well that I like a footprint is in the Peak District, you know, you're going to come across sheep droppings.
Yeah.
And it's easier to sling that in the shower and rinse it off than it is your tent.
It is. That's another reason why I got mine as well.
Oh, right. I didn't know you use one.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
right,
definitely worth getting. So what about your sleeping bag then?
The sleeping bag is a down bag. It's rated comfort rating down to -3, emergency rating down to -8. It's an unbranded name. It came from China.
Right.
I was very sceptical about it being -3.
Yeah.
But I have tested it in -3,
Yeah.
and it's fine. And I've even slept in -6 in this very tent. But I did wear down leggings and booties as well as this jacket while I was inside it.
Right. Okay.
But that's a cheap way to up this waterproof sleeping.
Yeah, I actually bought a fleece liner for mine, and that made all the difference on the one occasion when I've been in minus temperatures. I really needed that.
So I was very sceptical, thinking it was going to be rubbish. They claim it weighs under a kilogram. Well, I thought it's not going to be -3, but it actually is. I mean, tonight I think it's going to get down to about 7. So what I'm thinking, rather than climb in it, I think I might just unzip it and drape it over.
Yeah, like a duvet. Yeah.
You could do that with yours. Yours is -10.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely great. All right. Well, anything else to show us?
Pillow wise.
Oh, pillow. Yeah, of course.
I recently bought this, a flex tail. It's called a neck contour pillow, and if you can see the side profile of it,
yep,
I've got it strapped up with an elastic band.
You can still see it.
It's kind of triangular, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you're a back sleeper, you use that end, and you've got this nice kind of contour. But if you're a side sleeper like me, you've got a nice wide chunky bit there.
Right.
And I've found it to be perfect. This will be the second time I've used it.
Right.
Third time I've used it, but it's been the best inflatable pillow that I've owned so far.
Well, it's a good size as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that supports your neck, and your head kind of flops down into that bit behind it. But I find it really comfortable.
Cool.
And it comes with this cover as well, which you can take off, which is washable.
Oh, right, very good. Very good.
It's got an elastic strap.
Yeah. Marvellous.
Anyway, mate.
Yeah.
What a brilliant night this is.
What a great night, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and it's one thing that I can't believe is how once you've actually pitched up, time's gone. I mean, what is it now? It's, 11:15. Wow. 11:15. I'm drinking. You wouldn't have guessed that, would you?
Approaching the hour of the witch.
I know, but it's time to get the whiskey out.
Well, I've had my 2 cans of beer. Would you like to take some chocolate with you? Because I know you like to do that.
Oh, he knows. I've only met him literally today, and he knows one of my weaknesses. Yeah, I will. I'd love some. Yes, thank you very much. Right, I will. Thank you very much. Oh, that's too much.
Well, I was going to give you more, but it just naturally broke off at that point.
Oh, that is superb. Look at that. This is a kind man here, ladies and gentlemen. A kind man. Right, I'll say good night for now, but of course it won't be good night.
No, we'll no doubt have a few more words before we talk.
Indeed, we will. Great, thank you, Steve. Well, the time has come to say good night, to say sleep tight till the morning light. Well, it's been a really chilled evening, really, just having the old chat with Steve, having a bit of food, having a bit of whiskey, which tonight was Jack Daniel's honey, nice and sweet and light, and yeah, pretty well exercised today, considering I went out for a wild camp as well to hire shelf stones earlier on in the week, as in one day ago. So I'm getting plenty of exercise, and I'm feeling a little bit achy, but it's all good. The hike to here apparently was about 8 miles, so I've got to do the same again tomorrow. But after a night's sleep, which I'm hoping will be a really good unbroken night for a change, which would be wonderful, and some more food in the morning, I'm sure it'll be fantastic. And then it'll be a case of getting back to the office and hopefully just editing the video. So anyway, I will bid you a very good night. And as usual, as I always say, please don't have nightmares. Okay? See you in the morning. This is what we've woken up to this morning. Bit of wind, bit of rain, bit of clag. I'm hoping that it'll clear, but it's been alright, and the tent's held up really good. The wind really picked up this morning, and I did hear the rain pattering on it, which was very cosy. So anyway, it's I think just turning 7 o'clock now. So it's time to get this baby boiling some water, have a couple of brews, maybe a soup, bit of breakfast, and then ease into the day slowly. I'm hoping if we can be away from site by about 8:30, 9 o'clock latest, we should still be able to get back to the car by lunchtime, and still have some of the day left to edit the video. See you in a bit. Right, so it's just gone 8 o'clock. Had breakfast, packed everything away that's in the tent. Only thing left to do now is to actually drop the tent. And what normally I would do would give the tent a wipe and get rid of the condensation. But seeing as it's raining anyway, with all this clag, I'm not so sure if it's worth doing. I might do it anyway, just get the worst of it off and then give it a quick shake and get it packed away. So unfortunately, if it stays like this, we've got no views on the way back, which is a real shame. Still, the views from yesterday were absolutely amazing, and the great thing is I can relive it. We can relive it together by watching the video, so I'm looking forward to editing it together. Hopefully some of those drone shots will look great as well. Conditions weren't quite as ideal as they were at higher shelf stones when I did that drone flight with all those wonderful inversions, but I'm sure it'll still come out pretty cool. There's some amazing rock formations around this area, so yeah, looking forward to that. So I'll catch up with you in a bit as we make our way back. Well, I'm all packed up at long last, so is Steve. That's where I was. That's where Steve was. As always, we leave no trace, don't we, Steve?
We do.
Or rather, we don't.
We don't want to spoil it for others.
Yeah, anyway, not the best conditions this morning, really, is it, mate?
No.
But it's still been worth it, because yesterday was just epic, really. Apart from your dicky belly, of course.
Yeah. At least it's kind of cleared up now. So
Yeah.
I'd sooner have it like this on the way back rather than
Oh, yeah.
into camp.
Yeah. So anyway, let's make our way back, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. was just saying to Steve that this section here over featherbed moss is pretty arduous. It just seems to go on and on and on. The end is in sight now. I can actually, a minute ago there I could see the car, so we're not far off. But it's just, yeah, this path, seriously. On don't know if you can see, but through the mist there we have the A57, and every so often you get a glimpse of Steve's little silver car. So what we'll do, I think we'll get to the car and then I'll sign off there. But believe me, this has been a really epic one again. And having done 2 camps this week, I've got quite aching feet and aching muscles in my legs. So worth it.
Nearly there.
Oh yes. I was trying to make out which car was yours from back there, and yeah, I got confused with another silver one over there. But yours is so small, isn't it? Lovely. So there you go, completed.
Aye, 8 miles there and back. 8 miles, 16 miles.
16 miles, I was going to say, yeah. Well, I've got to say that was epic. I knew it would be, but I've got to say a huge thank you to you, Steve. Seriously, that was just a brilliant hike and camp.
I'm glad of your company. It was it's been great company.
Good, thank you. You too. Well, I'm quite impressed actually that you managed to pull that off when you were feeling so ropey yesterday.
Yeah, it was a bit rough yesterday.
And you said what, you've not eaten now for, was it 2 days or something?
Monday was the last time I ate.
Yeah,
that's what made me ill yesterday.
Right.
So, yeah, I should be all right now. I'll probably have that curry that I didn't eat last night.
Yeah. Well, you'll have well and truly walked it out your system, but that was just epic anyway. It really was, and I can't wait to edit the video because you relive it all again, don't you?
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking, there's going to be a bit of collaboration, I think, here. I've offered Steve some drone footage when I've edited some together, so you might put that in yours. And again, I'll put a link to Steve's video.
I'll do the same.
And you'll do the same. Thank you very much. So I will sign off there. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time on Glossop Wild Camping. Take care. Stay safe. God bless.
Bye bye.
See ya.